Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 11th of June 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Golden Wheel for today's reading. This is one of my more recent decks. I absolutely love it because it's super dramatic and very kind of romantic in nature. Really fires my imagination. So let's see what the cards have to say about Friday the 11th. I hope you had a great time during the eclipse yesterday and that you're feeling the energy. It's a really important kind of thing that happens. So have a look at the video I made on the eclipse if you haven't already. Let's see what the cards have to say about Friday and what is going on today. So first we've got the Knight of Cups. Okay, so love and romance is in the air. I often see him as Romeo. Wow, then we have the Four of Swords. Gay love. And finally, the Ace of Swords. Oh, wow. That is very interesting because we had the Queen of Swords in reverse yesterday. We had the Ace of Swords in reverse last week, and I spoke about that yesterday. And seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. The Ace of Swords is a blessing from the universe. It's ideas, eureka moments, communication, wisdom in this deck because of this snake. But usually the Ace of Sword appears as something via this disembodied hand that comes out of a cloud. And the point of the sword is this way up. So it's pointing up at the sky. So it's kind of like the ideas are floating around up here. Whereas the theme has been lately, and I've picked up on it, and for some reason it's really speaking to me, that the point of the sword is really pointing down. And it really means that you can nail down certain things in your life, you can really focus on them, and you can resolve them once and for all. So anything that's slippery or that's escaped you, or problems that have seemed just so complicated and insurmountable and things that just haven't made sense, you suddenly feel like you see them for what they are, and it's right there in front of you, and it's like, this is the solution to the problem. I feel certain about what's going on. I mean, even in my voice, the way I'm talking is just like, there's a real sense of, wow, I get it. And I'm going to listen to my opinion and perspective on this, and I'm going to be able to resolve it. Now, that's a bit complicated because in terms of the astrology, we have Mercury in retrograde at the moment. And when Mercury is in retrograde, communication is sometimes difficult. So, you know, you go to the cash point and you get some money out and it doesn't work, but it still charges your account. Or computers, you send an email and it says sent, but it doesn't actually. Or your computer just doesn't work, or your TV, or letters get lost. It just, communication is more under pressure and things tend to go wrong. The good news about a Mercury retrograde though, because nothing is absolute, so anything that has a bad side to it also has a good side to it. And the good side is that you're able to see things differently. So what that means with this card is that particularly problems that have been there for a while, maybe relationships, maybe your position in life, your job, maybe it just hasn't felt, something has felt off. And with this kind of energy, it's just like something clicks and it's like, do you know what? This feels off, for instance, because in this job, my boss doesn't listen to me and treats me badly. And I've been trying to rationalize it, but today I see it for what it is, and I'm just not respected in this position. I want to go somewhere where I am respected. Boom, crystal clear. You look at things differently, and it gives you a real sense of being unburdened, because you know truly that something that has been fuzzy for a long time now suddenly makes sense. So you see, this is the good thing about Mercury retrograde, and that's why we need it, because it allows us to just get certain things that at other times we try and figure out, and it just gets muddier and muddier. Also though, be careful, these ideas, they kind of have bite. So you can go into aggression, or you may feel tempted to get your own back, or retribution, revenge. I see now what has been going on, for example. I see that I've been treated badly, so I'm going to get you back today. That doesn't work well, whether it's Mercury retrograde or not. If you lash out at other people, whether they've stepped on your toes or not, it just starts a whole parade of toe stepping. You know, if you try and get someone back for some sort of slight, they've insulted you, and you're like, well, you know, what goes around comes around. You insulted me, so I'm insulting you back. Usually, unless someone is very enlightened and wise, you just start to create this cycle of insults, and you just get involved in mudslinging. So if you do feel the need to kind of lash out, try and hold back. It's not going to serve you. Redirect your energy into problem solving, making decisions, and taking action. Revenge is something that we all feel, I think. It's a natural human response to things. But in my experience, the best revenge is, I don't really believe in revenge, because I just think it just starts you on this horrible, endless cycle. And the revenge cycle is one of the worst, because it just goes down, 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 down. The best way to kind of prove to yourself that you're kind of getting your own back, if you can't resist the urge, then is to succeed and to focus on yourself and your own life and to put yourself in a wonderful position. I really think that's the best way to, if you're in a competition or if you're in some sort of conflict, to feel like you've triumphed just by living a good life and by being happy. And only you can do that for yourself. You can't do it by getting involved with putting other people down or going on the attack. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, oh, I love him. He's just, look at his little mustache, the romantic long hair with the headband. He's holding this beautiful chalice. So, and the weeping willow, it's just too much almost. The Knight of Cups is a super romantic figure. The element of water rules love and spirituality and romance and music and creativity. So if you're a creative type, you'll feel the need to express yourself. If you're single and looking for love, you will be encouraged to go and do that, and you'll feel like you have something valuable to offer and you want to share that with someone else, which is a good way to approach that, I suppose. You're also kind of seeing the best in other people and in yourself. So you present yourself wonderfully. You're looking for the good qualities in others. So if romance, relationships, even kind of important friendships where people make you feel a certain way, if people are really important in your life, that's going to really serve you, and that's going to give you a lot of fulfillment on this day. The Knight cards are always extreme, so he's super, super romantic. I mean, the whole scene is just, I mean, with the weeping willow, it's a very, very romantic image. And because it's so extreme and nothing is absolute, he also has his feelings hurt quite easily. So if he comes and makes some declaration of love and you laugh at him, then he's just going to slink off. So emotions, watch out for extremes and mood swings and major ups and downs. Try and maximize the good stuff by surrounding yourself with people you love and appreciate. By taking some risks in love and romance, fine. But then if you do get rejected or if things don't work out, then try and manage those emotions and see them for what they are, rather than sliding into this extreme state of being, which is, oh, my emotions, these negative feelings are absolutely everything. Your negative emotions aren't absolutely everything. There's temporary influences which will pass. And you can realize that through the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is meditation, it's preparation, it's looking at your circumstances again before you get up and fight or communicate or make a decision or implement some new policy. This is kind of like the epitome of Mercury retrograde in a tarot card. Take a time out to look at things differently. So negative experiences in terms of your love life, they're not going to touch you so badly. The Four of Swords mitigates that, and you'll be able to look at it objectively, to step outside of that and to say, you know, is this really as significant or not? Or is it just like a trivial little downer? And with the Ace of Swords, you're really able to see things very, very clearly. So that's why it's a good day to take risks when it comes to love and romance. And then also the Four of Swords, he is kind of lying in the grass there. The poppies, there's kind of like a painkiller almost. in the sense that he's able to sleep and dream and feel no pain and to look at things in a way that isn't so subjective. So he's not looking at circumstances because he's been hurt in the past or because he's suffering and he needs other people to suffer. You know, we're a lot more biased than we realize. In my experience, again, like people who are very happy in life don't usually go around making a lot of problems for other people because they're just too busy being happy. And if you're surrounded by negativity, then it takes a lot to break out of that and to say, I'm going to start over and I'm going to be responsible for my own actions and my own thoughts. And the Four of Swords is that kind of timeout that really allows you to clear the deck and to say, I am going to focus on the things I care about. I'm not going to lash out, even though I may be entitled to retaliate, or even though I may feel some anger. I'm going to start again with love. I'm going to bring wonderful, positive things into my life. So I'm going in a different direction than I have gone in the past. And I'm going to change my behavior, and therefore I'm going to get a different outcome. So you're a lot less tough and you're a lot less biting and than you have been in the past. And even situations where you'd be entitled to bite and snap, you're not going to take the bait. You're just going to approach the situation with love. And that really is, as far as I'm concerned, a recipe for success, because people usually just kind of respond to what you give them. If you come at a situation shouting and screaming, they're going to shout and scream back. If you approach it with an attitude of love and compromise and working together, or a willingness to work together, then again, then in that case, most people are likely to return the same. And they're going to say, hey, this is a loving, nice person. We want to work with him. Let's get this going. Let's do it. And this is really interesting because the tarot cards, you saw me shuffling them and I'm asking them about this day, but it's the first day after the eclipse that we had yesterday. And I remember for the video I made on the eclipse, I spoke about the way we interact with one another and the way we communicate softening. And the cards are saying this is a breakthrough for you, that if you were argumentative or sarcastic or snide when someone kind of trod on your toes, you're really able to leave that behind and you're able to choose another way. And that's how change happens, with each individual deciding to do things differently. And then as a collective unit, we're going to have a different experience because each person is chipping in something different. So this is really encouraging. And it kind of says to me that we are in this new period where there's a much greater opportunity to work with other people and to care for other people and to enjoy those things in return from others. Number-wise, we got a Knight, that's 1, and 4 is 5, and 1 is 6. 6 is a temporary opportunity. I think it's a really long opportunity because we've got about 6 months with the influence of the eclipse. But this is the first day of that change, and you're really able to choose whether you want to make these inner changes today or later on. It will really benefit you to make the changes right away because you'll have fewer negative experiences in your life because you're putting out more positivity and you're being more loving. And you're able to manage your own negative feelings more effectively. So it's win-win, really. So imagine the pain of a split or not getting what he wants, and then lying on this beautiful meadow with the poppies. That's really going to take the sting out of that. You're able to regroup, to look at things objectively, and then to focus on what you want to do next. So it's like, okay, that didn't work out. Next, without lamenting it and just regurgitating the emotional pain. You're very, very, very cut and dry in a good way. You're not maudlin, is what I mean. So have a great day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. To draw up your astrology chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. When I have that, I can draw up a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, and that's your birth chart, and that's the same for life. And that tells me a lot about you. It's like a blueprint of who you are. It shows me your default setting, what you're striving towards, your talents when it comes to career or life purpose, relationships, the home, your roots, spiritual awakenings, friendships, education, travel, anything at all. And if you're looking at the future and what's coming up for you, and you have questions about that, then I look at the astrocartography, the progress chart, the transits to see what's coming up. And if you want a second pair of eyes to look at certain plans you've made to see when is a good time and when is more challenging, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading via the website, gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.